love will conquer all. For God a land and SFL. Alma mater, behave. God give the us and great success. With truth and love will conquer all. For God a land and SFL. With truth and love, let us unite and be. To our glorious college name. High on the hill, a beacon light is she, leading our children on to faith. March on to glory, it's a message more. Spread through the love of far and wide. Loyal to the head to reach of guidance. Teacher and pupil side by side. Alma mater, behave. God give us and great success. With truth and love will conquer all. For God our land and SFL. Alma mater, behave. God give us and great success. With truth and love will conquer all. For God our land and SFL.
Action springs not from thought, but from a readiness for responsibility. I, Rajat Kamble of Class 12th, extends to you a very warm welcome on behalf of the management and principal, Dr. K.T. Thomas Sir of St. Francis de Sales College, Nagpur, who have clubbed all of us for today's faculty development program. A very hearty welcome to all our enthusiastic and convivial spectators present here. I am profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our chief guest of the day. He is none other than Dr. K.V.Sukhatankar sir. Sir is someone who most people would describe as an intellectual, successful, and a true leader. Sir has a PhD and an MPhil in the subject of physics with a varied experience in multiple aspects of academic, research, extension, and administrative management of accredited A-grade Institute of Higher Education and UGC Center of Potential for Excellence, exploring a challenging role to transform it into Center of Excellence. Sir has a teaching experience of 35 years. He was the principal in charge of R.P. Gogate College of Arts and Sciences and R.V. Jogalekar College of Commerce, Ratnagiri from April to December 2012 and from 2014 to 15. He is also a member of Life Members Board of Ratnagiri Education Society. He's worked as RTI First Information Officer, First Appellate Officer, and represented college to Rajya Mahiti Ayog in Panvel. He was a coordinator of add-on course certificate course in microprocessors and microcomputers, a coordinator of MOU with the institutions, a member of Academic Council University of Mumbai for 10 years, with 2 successive tenures of 5 years, as member of Board of Studies of University of Mumbai in the subject of physics. Sir is a member of committees to revise UG, PG syllabi. He is also a chairman, paper setter, examiner, moderator, member flying squad at university examinations, a member of advisory committee to advise the director, Department of Students' Welfare on matters pertaining to organize Avishkar Research Convention, a member of syllabus committee for the innovative subject of NCC. Since 23 years, Sir is an Associate Naval NCC officer of 2 Maharashtra Naval NCC unit. He has participated in 36 NCC camps at National Directorate and Battalion camps. Sir is also active on environmental awareness activities, nature club, world wetland day, tree plantation, mangrove afforestation campaign, beach cleaning activities, blood donation camps, disaster relief camp, Save Girl Child campaign, drive against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Sir has published 16 research papers in referred journals, 7 papers in conference proceedings, and 26 papers in conferences. Sir's books have been published by several international and national publishing houses. He is a member of Instrumentation Society of India, a member of Indian Association of Physics Teachers, and an associate member of Global Science and Technology Forum. Sir has also been awarded with the Best Teacher Award from Mumbai University and also the late Baburao Joshi Best Teacher Award from the Ratnagiri Education Society. Sir stood first in Associate NCC Officer Senior Division Pre-Commission course at INS Venduruthi Southern Naval Command, Cochin. We are really thankful to him for taking the time out of his busy schedule to attend this program. We hope that our spectators seek guidance and imbibe a great deal from his thoughts. Before we move forward, a special note for the audience. If you have any queries, you can post your questions in Google Meet chat box and YouTube live chat section. They will be addressed by Sir at the end of the session. Now, I request our respected guest, Dr. K.V.Sukhatankar, sir, to take over the proceedings and to give his precious inputs to our DS viewers.
Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello.
sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajat, for the introduction. I will add to it that you said that it was in charge principal during certain tenure. After 2015 to next 5 years, I was a principal of the college.
Okay, sir.
And my term has over recently.
Okay, sir.
And
Apologize for the mistake.
I'm holding a post of in charge director of Ratnagiri subcampus of University of Mumbai.
Okay, sir.
And I'm extremely happy to interact with you through this online session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now let me start my topic today. But before that, I express my sincere thanks to SFS College Nagpur that they have given this opportunity for me to share my exciting experience of accreditation in a new framework. And the topic which has been given to me is governance and leadership. Again, is a topic which should have been dealt by a principal because he leads the entire show of the accreditation. Thank you. Now let me present my session through plan, and it is a DST funded for FIST program in the science department. This is a story of our accreditation. We started in the year 2002 basically, when it was not it was not mandatory for accreditation. So we gone for voluntary accreditation at that time. It was a star status there. So we had a 4-star. 2008, it is A grade 3.25, 14, third cycle CGPA 3.31, and for 2019 we gone for a new framework with CGPA 3.22. So in case of a new framework, SSR was uploaded on 20th March 2019. We know that in new framework it has to be completed within 6 months. So we opted for a date 4th and 5th of July 2019. Basically, this is a monsoon period in Konkan area of Maharashtra. But still, we have gone through. Date of declaration of fourth cycle accreditation is 15th of July 2019. So it is exciting, the date of completion of a visit, and immediately after, now it is been declared quite quickly. So CGPA declared is 3.22. On that day, when we searched for a website, we found that our college was second highest CGPA score on the national level. We uploaded in the year 2018 and 19. So therefore, current year was for us was 2017 and 18. Now definition of current year is given in a manual, completed year that they call it. And therefore, we get a span of previous 5 years. So for us, it was 2013-14 to 2017-18. Now, it was a challenge for us because of the fact that it was a radical change in the process of accreditation. Previously, it was totally dependent upon submission of SSR and peer team for 3 days. Now, as we know, in the manual, there are a division in metrics. Some of them are qualitative, some of them are quantitative. So peer team only goes for qualitative metrics observations, while quantitative metrics are being evaluated by a team of NAC depending upon what type of documents you submit. Now it was a hard question for us because the manual has been changed, new procedure has been adopted, and the procedure totally depends on whatever documents you are at hand. So to go back from 17-18 to 13-14 for last 5 years was a huge challenge, but we overcome. And as I proceed forward, I will deal with my experiences for all these things together. The topic which has been given to me is governance and leadership. So basically, key indicators are from 6.1 to 6.5. 6.1 is institutional vision and leadership. Total mark is 10. Effective leadership to achieve vision of the institution. So what it includes basically setting values in the institution, how the governance is being done, participating the people around, how you organize a culture within the college, work culture basically, value culture basically, discipline and everything. Then what are the formal and informal method of governance to coordinate, and planning of academic and administrative affairs and its implementation basically. Every college of us definitely have their vision and mission statements. Of course, it depends on your local conditions. Ratnagiri being a town away from metros by about 350 kilometers. The local issues basically comes up because many of the students in our college comes from Mupisal area, and sometimes they are either second generation learners within that particular community, within that particular home also. So your vision and statement should tune to make their aspirations and their progress. So hidden talent to make them constructive citizens is basically vision and mission statements. We have certain objectives also. So we have a conventional degree programs. Many of them are second generation learners. So give them higher order skills to train and retain the faculty. Advanced infrastructure has to be put up, e-systems basically. Inculcate research culture among the students as well as the staff also. Extension activities and research activities has to be encouraged. Exposure should be given to empower female stakeholders. Usually this is the objective of many of us. Then inculcate among the youth a belief in core values, peace, cooperation, make them responsible and eco-friendly citizens, basically. And then expose them to the rich and cultural history of India. We also definitely must have our perspective plan. So this is a perspective plan which has been proposed to implement during that period from 1314 to 1819 basically. So construction of PG block, because we have about 14 PG courses, 14 PG departments. So separate, we otherwise share the infrastructure between UG and PG departments. But let us go for construction of PG block, upgradation of laboratories. Basically, research culture has to be developed. So material research laboratory, biopharmaceutical laboratory, coastal research station is very important because Ratnagiri being a coastal region, the people of various departments makes their research on the local issues like coastal geomorphology and so on, coastal marine biology, then marine biochemistry and so on. So PG labs for physical and material chemistry, LCD panels in the classrooms and ICT facilities in the classrooms. ISO certification, which was not previously, more skill-based courses, wide the base of extension activities. Then university research should be good, excellence in sports and theater activities, rain harvesting, definitely it comes out, waste management. So that was the perspective plan basically. The indicator 6.1.1 in governance and leadership says that the governance of the institution is reflective and in tune with the vision and mission of the institute. So this basically is called as goal, is typically called as goal orientation. Basically, it is called as goal orientation. So what your vision mission statement says. So in order to set the objectives naturally, principal and entire staff, entire non-teaching staff, we call them as administrative staff, together should state objectives and they should make a 5-year perspective plan which has been shared to you. And leadership successfully should execute them by means of a good governance, basically. Good governance. What is leadership? Is it principal alone? No. Management, principal, IQAC basically, all heads of the department and conveners of co-curricular activities. They together invest combined efforts for execution. Principal being chairman of IQAC and many a times is the chairman of various committees. Whenever they sit together, he gives a timely instruction because principal one is one who is thinking constantly. And his thinking is anticipated in an anticipated nature. What will happen after 2 years? The principal is able to think and makes related type of planning basically. So views and suggestion of student representative. This is very important. We have a student council and we have kept a culture that let each committee will be represented by a student representative. Maybe it is examination committee, maybe it is a library committee, and so on. So whatever different committees we have, there is a student representative. So whenever a deliberation goes on, we hear what student also says to it. So because of that, after accreditation, third accreditation, what we achieved basically, which reflects the governance and leadership. So we constructed a separate PG lab and 2 PhD programs have been raised. Right now in my college, there are 7 PhD programs. 1 PG program, microbiology, has been added. Then 2 courses has been added, NCC and NSS. Mumbai University has started it as a individual courses at FY and SY level. So that's been started. Total number of add-on courses by various departments together is 56. Curriculum enrichment through internship comes in a new framework in a majority way. On-job training was there for Bachelor in Management Studies, but for different courses also, we started these practices. And for that, purpose, we have initiated what is known as a placement committee. So through placement committees, we written a letter to many industries around, typically in Konkan area, and department and the industries. Their interaction were made, and we found an opportunity for internship as well as the on-job training also. We had prepared one format. Whenever students go for internship, we give them a format, and whenever he work, maybe for 2 weeks, maybe for a month in a vacation, basically. After the completion of internship, the student come back with the certificate from that particular industry, that particular organization. And every department, every faculty like commerce, science, and arts definitely must have some place where students can go and be there for about 15 days. Okay. Now, as you know, that documents matter in this entire affair. We will have to upload all these documents. So, document preparation and compilation and their soft copies makes a lot of change in this entire thing. Feedback mechanism strengthened, ICT enabled 100% teachers. Now we are online, taking online lectures. So if this culture is definitely there previously, even teachers right now are very much comfortable with the online delivery of the syllabus in the present scenario. So classrooms, halls, and are made ICT place. In college with potential for excellence, we had submitted a proposal, and at that time we had kept a chunk of rupees for ICT enhancement infrastructure. So, in which what I have done, almost in all classes we have put LCD TVs, and now people come with a pen drive and a remote is given to them, so they deliver their lecture on the LCD panels itself. We have made purchased these TVs together in a lot in very much less amount. So it is now they are useful as a teaching tool basically. So in a office, ERP was adopted. We have 13 instances of award and recognition for extension activities. All documentation is there. We upload it also. 201 extension programs in collaboration with 60 organizations, participating 9,000 students during that 5 years from 13-14 to 17-18. 483 linkages for faculty and student exchanges. Then 13 functional MOUs and 50 MOU activities were done. 64 medals in sports and cultural activities at national and international level. Highest sporting award of Maharashtra state is Shri Shiva Chhatrapati Award, has been given to my students. CPE 1.4 crore, received 84 lakhs, utilized 88 lakhs. DST FIST 80 lakhs was sanctioned, received 62 lakhs and utilized 63 lakhs. So total amount utilized is sum of 88 lakhs and 63 lakhs during last 5 years. And we have gone for ISO certification. So this typically explains how governance and leadership can make a very good change in the scenario of the college. This is a clip which I am showing it to you, awards given to my teaching staff as well as non-teaching staff. It has happened during year 2018 and 19. Best teacher goes to my college. Best female teacher award goes to my college. Best employee award has gone to my college. Professor Suhas Pednekar, who is Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University, is visible in this picture itself. 13 MOUs we have done. And you will find that we have NIO Goa in oceanography. Then the Central Coastal Agricultural Research Institute at Goa. Coconut Development Board, Ministry of Agriculture, Goa. So many, there are certain industries, there are certain colleges also where we have a collaboration. This photo gives me my memory where MOU document is exchanged between Director of Central Coastal Agriculture Research Goa. We have done programs with them. typically I will say that I have developed a soil testing laboratory in my college. And that soil testing laboratory typically gives me a revenue of about 5 to 7 lakhs per year by measurement and analysis of soil samples of the farmers around. So basically, this is an extension in research activity. Whatever we do with the government agencies matter almost, and we have done something with Maharashtra Rajya Mahila Ayog. Our college has been selected in Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. This is a national program of central government. Mangrove awareness program with Rashtriya Jaiva Vivida Pradhikaran. Popularization of Urdu. We have Sanskrit and Urdu as languages in addition with remaining English, Hindi, Marathi, and so on. So for Urdu, we have tied up with Rashtriya Urdu Bhasha Vikas Parishad. We have a national conference by funding given by them. Then Less Cash Society program. This is something innovative we have done. IT department of our college has taken the responsibility of this program. Khelo India, participation of our sportsmen in Khelo India by central government. This is my student Aishwarya Sawant. She got a coveted award of Sri Shivachatrapati Award, highest state level award for sporting person. Previously, she was awarded Janaki Award, Lani Shakti awarded cash prize of 5 lakhs and selection of Mission Olympic 2024 on behalf of government's sports ministry. She participated in international, her sporting game is Kho-Kho. So she participated in Asian Games also. So that was typically something proud to say. 118 sports and cultural activities, basically, almost 23 per year were done. So this was something about the success stories of governance and leaderships together. 6.1.2 says that effective leadership should be visible in various institutional practices. This is QL, that is qualitative metrics. The total marks is 50. Now, what are the institutional practices that we should typically undertake, and then how it is decentralized and undertaken in a participative management? We have a college development council. Every college definitely must have, which is again a deliberation. Many things we discuss there. We have a representation of management, teaching staff, administrative staff, students committee. Every funding, planning of the college, everything is dealt by this CDC, as we know. It takes care of fund allocation, purchase, academic planning, development within the college. Everything is being done by college development council. So it is a participative way to do it. Then committee system for decentralization for day-to-day function. We have different committees. Exam committee will be there, NSS committee, NCC committee, MOU committee, so many committees. So there is a decentralization. Even delegation of authority from principal to VP, then to head of the department and conveners of the various units. Financial matters are again given delegated authority to finance officer. So I have a finance officer who is a chartered accountant. He is head of the department of accounts and finance. So he deals with financial matter. He always give advice to the principal. So what our manual says, describe one case study. Decentralization and participative management, there is a maximum of 500 words. Now, whenever we select a case study, because this case study will be definitely looked up by our peer team member very cautiously. And here you are saying something, you are a success story. Now, whenever we select a case study, it should be very much important that the select case study should pertain to your internal affairs of the college, basically, and that should affect a majority of our stakeholders. It should affect majority of our stakeholders in a constructive manner. We have so many practices being undertaken in the colleges. So we should be very cautious which case study should be presented. So what we have done, we have selected a case study of participative management for asset creation through financial scheme, because I told you that college with potential for excellence has given me 1.4 crore sanction. 88 has been utilized. DST has sanctioned me 84 lakhs. Almost 60 lakhs has been sanctioned and utilized. So this is my strong point, and that affects majority of my student community. And many of the documents have been created because of this asset creation. Sanction letters of funding agencies, our constant communication with them, and then procurement procedures, then tendering and everything. Then for that purpose, the minutes of committees formed for implementation of this thing. So this matters. So this typically, hello, somebody is speaking. Microphone is on. Somebody, please. Okay. So a set of 1.24 course has been created for last 5 years. Indicator 6.2 is again QL having 10 marks, very important, strategy development and deployment. It pertains to vision mission statement should provide path to follow, perspective plan, objectives, are they fulfilled, whether principle of transparency is truly implemented, formulation and implementation of specific plans. So what you envisage, what you aspire for, and is it implemented or not? And alignment of academic and administrative aspect to improve the overall quality. So these aspects are being observed in the key indicator 6.2. 6.2.1 is whether perspective plan is effectively deployed or not. It is qualitative metric. Again, describe one activity, find it, select certain activity where fulfillment is being shown. Again, I have gone for a construction of separate PG block as per recommendation of previous NAC peer team suggestion. This is also very important. This peer team will be interested what suggestions have been given by previous NAC peer team. That is the base, basically foundation from where you will proceed for your implementation next 5 years. So we selected in the previous NAC peer team. This comes as a suggestion. Now what we are showing now, this we have fulfilled for that purpose. But how this PG block has been raised? We have a generous donation of 1.5 crore from Jindal, JSW Industries, Ratnagiri. They have their port near to Ratnagiri, and also they have their power plant in Ratnagiri. So our management approached this JSW Industries, and I'm proud to say that Nitinji Gadkari, who is very close to our management, was in Ratnagiri to lay the foundation of this PG block. And in that ceremony itself, the representative of JSW was present. Initially, JSW was ready to give 1 crore. What Nitinji said in that meeting, that good institutions are to be backed by the industry. So raise from 1 crore to 1.5 crore. The decision on that day itself has been taken, and the representative of JSW announced that we raise it to 1.5. So the management's approach and their goodwill, their contact makes the sense basically. So let me go to next one, 6.2.2. The functioning of institutional bodies is effective and efficient. Administrative setup, appointment and service rule procedure. This is again a qualitative matrix, 4 marks. Describe organogram. So this is the organogram of my college. Governing body of the trust is at the apex position, principal. We have CDC, IQAC. Under the principals, there are 3 vice principals: arts, commerce, and science. And then there are departments: commerce faculty, science faculty, and so on. There is a library who is run by a library committee under the chairmanship of principal, and principal commands the office, the registrar, superintendent, so on. Beyond that, we must have definitely some sales, which are some are statutory, has to be there. Reports are to be sent to various government offices also. So CDC, RTI committee, internal complaint committees, very important. Ragging and so on, special cell. Okay, there are non-statutory IQAC, quality, teachers quality, training, retraining committee, continuous internal evaluation committee. This is very important. In the new framework, continuous internal evaluation comes in a big way. In Mumbai University, we had no internal evaluation aspect itself. Everything, every paper was of 100 marks. So we purposely placed it in place, library committee and so on. Everybody of you must have these committees and so on. 6.2.3 implementation of e-governance. It is quantitative matrix. So you'll have to supply certain descriptions. Now, NAC has come up with SOP, standard operating procedure, what to supply, what not to supply. So, how you reach in case of all of above or and so on. So, I hope that many of you must be going through all these things. You must have documents to supply for everything. That is quite imperative. 6.3 is faculty empowerment strategies. 30 marks. 6.3, very important. What it monitors, basically, what it monitors, process of planning of human resource, recruitment, appraisals, seeking feedback and act on it, then staff training and retraining to enhance the professional competency. 6.3.1, the institution has effective welfare measure for teaching and non-teaching. This is very important. We should institute innovative ways, because this becomes apparent in the meeting of peer team with teachers, separate meeting, and meeting of peer team with non-teaching staff, separate meeting. And they do ask a question: what are the welfare measures you are enjoying in these institutions? And they suddenly ask a question: do you have suggestions to say something? So the whatever suggestions within that meeting are noted down, and they come as a report in the final peer team committee report. So credit society, loan up to 12 lakhs, GPA for contractual staff. So now in my college, we have 135 teaching staff. And out of 135 teaching staff, almost 90 of them are contractual staff. You know the policies of state government right now, recruitment policies basically for aided posts. They are meager now. So many of them are contractual staff. So contractual staff also sometimes express themselves in a peer team meeting. So therefore, welfare measures should be there. Staff welfare committee. Honor to the honest work. This is instituted by our trust. Award best teacher and best employee. Then felicitation of teaching and non-teaching staff on Republic Day. This is internal college good activity. Workshops for API for teaching staff and for their promotion from stage 1 to stage 2 and so on. CAS promotions basically. Flexible time table to conduct research work. Many of our colleagues are PhD registered students. So we should give them financial support to attend teachers for conference and workshop. We have spent about 1,88,000 support is given to the teachers. Average 10 teachers are given leave to attend the professional development program. Now there are maternal leaves, there are paternal leaves. They are given to aided staff as well as to non-aided staff. So very important, has to be done very carefully. 6.3.2 is average percentage of teachers provided with financial support to attend conference and so on. This is quantitative metrics, basically 10 marks, very important. Methodology is given, find out percentage per year and then find out average percentage for 5 years. Now what is our story? Our story says that between 13-14 to 17-18. How many teachers provided financial support to attend? By paying the fees, basically. So this is the number that we have given. Response is 7.16 basically. 6.3.3 is again a quantitative matrix. Marks are 5. Average number of professional development administrative training programs organized by the institution for teaching and non-teaching staffs during the last 5 years. Now this is very difficult, because what they are saying, that reports of the human resource development centers, that is university, academic staff college. Now they should give you a course, then you will implement it in your college. Reports of academic staff college and similar centers. So centers which are statutory in nature, they should give you funding. Upload all the informations, details of professional admin program. Very difficult. We found it difficult basically. And therefore I'm suggesting better not to opt this question. If it is there, fine. Because whenever we send the data to NAC for data validation, typically in case of a qualitative matrix, quantitative matrix, there is a committee, there is an agency, and many a times this agency goes through your data through their predefined software. And if these keywords are not found in your documents when they scan them, naturally, even though you might have done your training program, it will not be taken into account. You have liberty to opt out maximum of 30 marks in an entire your 100 marks. So you should select certain indicators that we will not go for that. Of course, whenever you submit your SSR, you have to submit the related information for this particular quantitative matrix. But then you say that this particular question is opted out. Of course, from out of 7 criteria, 1, 2, and 7 are the criteria which are must. You cannot opt any question out of that. Fortunately, 6th criteria is not included in that. So we can opt out certain metrics of your choice. So we have not opted for this question. 6.3.4 is again a quantitative matrix carrying 5 marks. Average percentage of teachers undergoing faculty development programs and so on. That is orientation program, induction program, refresher course, short-term course. Now, my experience is that to collect the documents from our own colleagues makes the story of collection of documents very typical and tedious, So culture will have to be developed within the college itself. Whatever I have done, immediately scan it and submit it to the special Google Drive, which might have been purchased by the college. And in a particular section, you put it, give information, and then scanned copy has to be uploaded. If that culture is on of collection of documents, then the things becomes easy. For us, it was again difficult because we entered into the new framework immediately after the new framework was introduced. And it was confusing on the national level. How to upload, what is the memory size, where to keep. You will have a link of every document together. Very difficult, Tedious. See, we have collected almost 10,000 documents, scrutinized them by a certain committee, and almost 6,500 documents for various metrics have been uploaded. So it was a huge task. The competence in IT must be of higher level. Then only I think the things had achieved. Otherwise, principal and IQAC coordinator always sits on a hot chair. how to accomplish it, very difficult. Anyway, this is regarding average percentage. Again, data requirement has been given, then what has to be given: IQAC report summary, report of the relevant centers, any additional document. So this is a game of a number. Again, find out average percentage. What my college says: the total number of teachers attending professional development courses and so on. This is a number every year. How many teachers participated in various prescribed type of courses, having documents ready in nature? Our response was 10.44 for that particular purpose. Then comes 6.3.5, institutional performance appraisal system for your teaching and non-teaching staff. This is qualitative of nature. Marks is 5. So performance appraisal definitely for teachers takes place on a confidential report. We know that every teacher submit a confidential report. At the end, there is a format prescribed by state government and university. It is first observed by head of the department and then by the principal. Then performance-based promotions that we undertake, cash promotions. We say that cash promotion against is an appraisal system. And third thing, what our stakeholder says. So you must have a mechanism to take a feedback of teaching learning from a teacher, from a students for different classes to whom we stage, and there should be certain mechanism to analyze it and convey it officially to the teacher. Performance appraisal of non-teaching tasks is also being done by the student as well as by a standard procedure adopted by a state government. Okay, so this everybody of us typically implement in our college. Key indicator is 6.4. This is financial management and resource mobilization. Total marks given to this indicator is 20 basically. It deals with budgeting, optimum utilization of finances, and mobilization of resources. So basically related to funding and its utilization basically. 6.4.1 is a sub-indicator. It is qualitative metrics, marks are 6. Enumerate various internal and external financial audits carried out during last 5 years with certain mechanism for settling audit objections and explain it within 500 words. This is also very careful. When you upload anything, if the words exceeds, the next software will not accept it, number one. If there are certain special characters, the software will not accept. So always we should limit yourself to 450 words, always, so that there will not be hurdle when you upload that particular file which explains the things. Now, this is the procedure that is being undertaken in any college basically. There is a statutory auditor appointed by annual general body of the trust. So this statutory auditor conducts an audit. Our trust has kept a practice of internal auditor. So prior to statutory auditor, there is an internal auditor. He checks almost every book entry and related voucher. And this internal auditor submits its report to the management. And management typically asks to our college that you clarify all the reports of the internal auditor. Once these objections are settled, then everything becomes fine. And then whenever statutory auditor audits it, then the remarks are minimal. Remarks are typically minimal. So very good practice instituted by our trust. State government, Joint Director conducts audit for assessment of grants. Senior auditor of the state government makes the audits. These two are mandatory, and every college has to make an effort to have these audits well in time. Then there is a mechanism of settling of audit objections because we have a finance officer who is chartered accountant, okay? And finance officer always checks the day-to-day affairs of accounts clerk who makes a book entry, which particular voucher is to be entered against which account, whether certain account is becoming more and more expenditure oriented, then there should be a limit to certain expenses also. So that thing is being looked after by finance officer. He always advise principal that, sir, this particular head has been overcrowded. Please do not make any expense to this head itself. So if that mechanism is well placed in the college, then I don't think that there will be much difficulty in any audit, any time it may be taking place. Then 6.4.2, this is funds and grant received from non-government bodies, individuals, philanthropists. This is something not covered in criteria 3 because we are getting so many funds from different NSS will fetch some fund, and so they are covered in criteria 3. Not covered in 8 marks, very important, again a quantitative. All documents are to be checked properly before uploading. There is a data template. And 6.4.2.1 in lakhs. So our college have gathered 37 lakhs, 45 lakhs, 171 lakhs, 124 lakhs, and 4 lakhs in that respective years. Now, it is, see, donations are always collected by trust, not by the college, not by the college. So, proactive nature of a trust is reflected in this entire affairs, I particularly feel. And whatever donations trust gather by various ways, they have their own ways to collect the donations. So these donations are reflected in budgets and estimates and accounts of a trust. So whenever in annual general meeting, that particular report is passed in annual general meeting, duly audited by statutory auditor, it becomes a document. And then once it becomes a document, chartered accountant will give you a recommended copy through his signature. So these documents are becoming your documents to be submitted to NAC. And therefore you will find that these figures are very good. I owe to the management that the management has made its effort to collect a huge document through this particular ways also. 6.4.3 is institutional strategies for mobilization of funds, for the mobilization of a fund. Okay. Describe your policy, mobilization policy, again within a maximum of 500 words. So various sources. Every college must have their own source. Excuse me, I have a phone, please. मॅडम मी ऑनलाईन सेशन मध्ये आहे, बोलतोय ना. हा बरं, चालेल सर, शुअर 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 ओके, चालेल चालेल, ओके ओके मॅडम, चालेल, थँक्यू. Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Excellent. Okay. So state government salary is almost 10 crore per year. Tuition fee received from enrolled students. Very important way to main source basically. For my college, it is about 2 crore per year because the student strength in my college amounts to almost about 3,500 students. It's a big college, and therefore sufficiently. And development fee, which is again a major source, almost 18 lakhs per year, basically. This has to be used properly for all development activities. UGC college with potential for excellence. For 1 crore, and in second phase 2, 1.5 crore, phase 1, rupees 1 crore basically. DST first grant, 84 lakhs. Soil testing laboratory, this is our own endeavor, which fetched me about 7 lakhs in current year basically. It is a current year, data 17-18. Jindal Trust has given us to the tune of 2 crores. Hostel fees, rent of seminar hall, playground, we give to the agencies, sponsorship for sports events, alumni and well wishes. So these are various sources. You should explain in 500 words your endeavors of mobilizing the fund itself. And then its optimal utilization basically. So how question is coined, mobilization policy and its utilization also. See, optimal utilization. So you must have certain optimal utilization. So it has to be monitored properly. So budget has to be approved by college development committee. We have a life member board of the trust. Chosen teachers are given a status of life member board, and budget has to be passed through life member board. Again, budget has to be passed in governing body of the money management. So there are 3-tier approval mechanism. Then purchase committee is active in the college. It takes a requirement of the head of the department, then quotations are invited, purchase committee sits, negotiations are being done, tendering is done, and then the order has been given. So there is a monetary mechanism. And accounts and audit, every entry has to be made in book and accounts. Statement of accounts are to be sent to the funding agencies. UGC will ask for, CP will ask for, the Jindal Trust will ask for. So there is internal as well as a statutory ID. It takes care whether optimal utilization is being done or not. Okay, now we are turning towards the final indicator 6.5, which is internal quality assurance system. It has 30 marks basically. What they will check in this entire affairs, the quality management in all academic and administrative aspects. How IQAC runs basically. And IQAC and participatory approach in managing the provisions. There is a spelling mistake, in managing the provisions. So these are the two aspects are being checked by NAC in a quality indicator 6.5. Sufficient marks are given to this indicator, again 30 marks. How IQAC of my college run? So there are departments, maybe academic, maybe extracurricular. So at the department level, teaching plan and activity plan is being finalized. We have instituted a very innovative approach of every department will have its own Vidya Samiti. Vidya Samiti comprises of head of the department, teachers, colleague in the department. If administrative or lab staff is present in the department, and student representative of every class. This Vidya Samiti is being called by head of the department periodically. In the starting of the year itself, Vidya Samiti will sit together and decide a teaching plan of the department where student will spell out the experiences of previous year. Students will spell out the experiences of previous year. Tuning will be made. The Vidya Samiti minutes are properly minuted, and we have explained this innovative approach to peer rating committee. This has been instituted from our first cycle of accreditation. So we have all previous minutes of the meetings for last maybe 15 years. So inputs of the departments are given to IQAC. IQAC definitely will consolidate all these reports together and they preside for academic calendar of the entire college as a whole. IQAC will present this in the IQAC meeting, discussion is being done, basically. Final draft is prepared by IQAC. It is given to the principal, and principal will place this IQAC report in College Development Council for any financial provision, if at all you need to do. CDC finalize it and is given back to the IQAC. So it is a closed loop that takes place every other and way. And if this mechanism is well placed, and if every meeting is properly minuted, then you can place this itself as a best practice. In the last meeting of academic year of IQAC, all the reports of the departments are being placed. And on the basis of this, all reports, then IQAC again decide the academic calendar for next year. So it is a tuning that takes place. And I feel that IQAC should be vocal. Every member of IQAC should be vocal. It may be a comment which is appreciating the activity. It may be a comment to criticize the activity, both. And principal always give open hand for people to express themselves, because the criticism makes tuning further. We should accept our mistakes and we should go beyond the mistake for the purpose of correction. So this is how the academic planning of the year is being done, and we have shown to the peer team committee all these minutes itself, because IQAC report is minuted in CDC also. NAC submission in certain criteria ask for important decisions conducted in CDC, and they ask for Xerox copies of the minuted minutes also to supply. And I will tell you that member coordinator of peer team committee asked me to show the CDC documents which was placed in my IQAC room. He has gone through all the documents, and then he confirmed that whatever I might have written against this is true or not. So 6.5.1 is IQAC has contributed significantly for quality assurance. 10 marks. It is qualitative, again described in 500 words. Now what we have seen, I showed two practices to be explained to them, which had solid documentary evidences, and it must be such that it has given quality assurance by IQAC. So strengthening IT assisted administration and teaching and learning process. This practice we have selected because fund was given to me by CPE. We had placed panels in the room. We had upgraded internet connections. We had upgraded language laboratory. We had upgraded examination paper assessment laboratory, because in Mumbai University there is IT implementation in assessment. We call it as OSM, on-screen marking. Teacher do not go to the university. A separate lab has to be developed within the college itself with proper software given by Mumbai University. So papers are being delivered to the teacher on a computer terminal, and people and teacher marks it on screen marking. So everything we had explained in this practice in almost about 500 words, which was a endeavor of IQAC. It was minuted in various IQAC minutes also. Okay. Then second practice we have put is increasing participation in internship and field projects. So basically this is coming in a big way in a new framework. Even peer team members, are trained by NAC by various workshops. And within those workshops, even NAC says that internship has come up in a big way, field projects has come up in a big way in a new framework. So you monitor it, whether institution undertake or not. Now, when we adopted a proper strategy for this purpose, 28% of the students, that is 1063 students, okay, 28% is 1063%, therefore the strength of my college is almost about 3500, have taken part in internship and field projects. Now, when I say something like this, I will have to submit the list of the students undertook internship and field projects, not only the list, but a proof given by certain industry or certain organization to undertake that field project. If that document is not there, it will be useless to call it as a practice to be submitted under this indicator, under this. But we have done it properly. And therefore, these two practices has given us the proper reward also. So what I say, that whenever you select a practice in this criteria, you will have to describe it. You should write down the name of the practice, then how it is implemented, okay, and then outcome of the practice. There are 3 paragraphs: title of the practice, then actual practice, and then outcome of the practice, and supplementary documentary evidences. If they properly tune, and if this practice makes an effect on a majority stakeholders of your institution, then only NAC peer team will understand that this is a practice which was most relevant to this institution, and then proper reward will be definitely given to you. So this is QL, peer team will check. This is being checked by infrastructure during peer team visit in the department classroom also, strengthening of ITSA administration. Then internship and field projects will be checked in students meeting. They will ask, how many of you have gone to the internship? Stand up, tell me the name of the organization where internship was undertaken, and what new thing you might have inculcated out of it. So there are checks and balances always, and then only peer team will be happy to say something about it. 6.5.2, the institution, does it review its teaching learning process, structure, methodologies, periodic interval by IQAC, 10 marks. This is qualitative aspect. For second and subsequent cycles, we are interested in incremental improvement. Okay, what we have done after your previous accreditation. Again, you will have to give 2 examples. Okay, and write them separately in 500 words. Whether your teaching learning process methodologies has been changed by periodic deliberations of IQAC. Very important, 10 marks. Example 1 that we have given. So evaluation of teachers, very important. Evaluation of teachers by peers and students. So this is a mechanism we have developed in the college. We form a committee of peers, and the senior member will go to the class of the teacher. He observe how he teaches by various ways, and then submits a report to the committee. This report will be shared with the teacher, and then it will be checked. This is being done in every semester, so that teacher will give opportunity to improve himself in the next semester, basically in the next semester. Again, evaluation of teaching learning by students. This is a formal way. Sometimes it may be done by IT software also. Our IT department has developed a software where students can give input through their mobile also. Also, we have kept practice of submission of format to the students in a hard copy. because it makes an evidence also. So IQAC periodically evaluate the performance of a teacher, and you will have to describe the mechanism and its outcome also. So this was the first practice. Second practice we have explained is use of resources beyond textbooks and classrooms in teaching, learning, and evaluation. So this is again the practice that affects larger and majority of a stakeholder, that are students. So this is an initiative of IQAC developed in last 5 years. Field projects have been introduced in a larger way because we want to go beyond our textbook delivery. Okay, so field projects, internships, which are not a part of curriculum. For FY, SY students and TY students, there are no internship and field projects, barring few subjects in our regular syllabus. So we are going beyond it. Then design and generation of appropriate learning material. मॅडम, आपल्याला काय? नाही सर, मॅडम मी वेगळ्या मीटिंग मध्ये. होय एक सेशन घेतोय नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्सला. नाही नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्सला एक सेशन घेतोय. चालेल सर. थँक्यू. Hello, sorry to interrupt. I had a phone call. Okay, fine. Am I audible, madam? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Second example we have go is beyond textbook and classroom. So we should generate our own learning material. Fortunately for this online delivery, everybody of us have developed a PowerPoint presentations and lot of material. So in our case, it was a story of 18 and 19. So workbook, different department might have developed practical manuals. Then whether we are using social media for that purpose, blogs of various departments, Facebook pages of various departments, sharing of material on these Facebook pages, something conveying to the students through blogs, and then audio visual lectures. So we send the documentary evidences of all of them in addition to the description in 500 words as a second example against this particular indicator 6.5.2. Okay, the next is 6.5.3 is quality assurance initiative. It is quantitative metrics, but marks are 10. What it says, whether regular meeting of IQAC, whether they have done feedback collected, analyzed, used for improvement, collaborative quality initiative with other institutions, MOUs basically. We had 13 functional MOUs, including national labs also. So that matters also. Whether you are participating in NIRF, that we do always, everybody of it, whether ISO certification has been done or not. And then you select whether it is A, all of above, or A, B, C, D, and so on. You will have to submit a data also, that AQAR prepared, timely submitted, then collaborative quality initiative, MOU documents with different institutions, NIRF submission document, and so on. Okay, ISO certification has to be submitted against this indicator of 10 marks. So what we have done, that IQAC reviews periodically. Minutes are very important. It should be written properly and it has to be submitted, and it will be verified during DVV affairs of NAC. Then regular IQAC meetings, collection and analysis of feedback, allowed and followed by action. See, member coordinator of peer team sat in IQAC room for about 1 hour and has gone through everything, teachers' diaries, feedback, accounts, everything, up to his satisfaction, up to its MOU documents. Then timely submission of AQAR, very important, Conduct of academic and administrative. This is very important. Conduct of academic and administrative. See, NAC is not very much specific. Who will make an audit? Okay. If the audit is done by university, best, fine. Then it remains a document with us. If it is not so, then we can prepare a panel of eminent people, principals, and so on, to conduct academic and administrative audit of your institution every year. This is very important because this will prove the incremental growth in different aspects also. Every eminent panel will suggest something to you every year, and you will correct it in the next year based on the suggestions given by a previous panel. So academic and administrative is very important, has to be done properly. ISO certification. You can extend ISO certification to your library. You can extend ISO certification to your office also. Fine. So we have 2 ISO certifications. Library is separately certified, and college is separately certified. Now we will go to office certification. And NIRF participation has been undertaken in the year 18 and 19. So these are quality initiatives through IQAC. Following are the rules for non-applicable metrics. This is a part of manual. Maximum weightage of the metrics that can be opted out should not exceed 30 marks. Okay, new manual. Maximum 10 marks per criteria can be opted out. Criteria 1, 2, and 7 are essential. Very important. No matrix can be opted out. 6, which has been given to me for discussion, was allowed, and therefore I said that one of the indicator orientation and workshops conducted by the college, we opted it out. Matrix identified as optional can only be opted out. Very important. List of optional matrix are enclosed. See, they have given now SOP. In SOP, everything has been explained very much properly. Qualitative matrix cannot be opted out. This is very important. You will have to explain because this will be finally visually and personally checked by peer rating members. So therefore, qualitative matrix cannot be explained. So this is what, in fact, I want to share to you as my own experience of very recent accreditation under the new framework we have undertaken. The experience was exciting, and as a principal of the college, I enjoyed it more because whatever in my mind or whatever it was in the minds of my colleagues, we implemented meticulously. And when that date came, basically, see, it was a sudden shock to all of us that within about 15 to 20 days, outcome was declared by NAC. So when it was flashed on the NAC website, suddenly we got a news, and there was a joyous movement in the entire campus as well as in the campus of the trust also. So we enjoyed it. Every hard work always gives us satisfaction and enjoyment. I wish all of you will enjoy the same and with best outcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now please take over, madam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and motivating inputs on governance and leadership. Due to the paucity of time and the prior commitments of our esteemed speaker, sir, we do have questions presented by our viewers, but due to sir's heavy schedule, we will not have the question and answer session, and we will move ahead.
Please.
Yes. Gratitude is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all others. It gives me immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I thank our highly distinguished guest, Dr. K.V.Sukhatankar, sir, for gracing this occasion with his presence and expertise. I thank our management and principal, Dr. K.V. Thomas, sir, for their unstinted support for this function. I owe a special gratitude to all the members of the organizing committee who have worked hard to ensure that this occasion is a resounding success. Last but not the least, I thank our audience for participating in this program so enthusiastically. A reminder to all the participants to fill out the feedback form, the link of which has already been posted in the Google Meet chat box and the YouTube live chat section, and also in their respective WhatsApp groups. And also note that we will meet tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning for another interesting session by Dr. Arun Patnaik sir on the topic How to Undertake Qualitative Research. Finally, I leave you all with this quote. A discriminating irreverence is the creator and protector of human liberty. Thank you all and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.